Hello all and welcome to a new episode in a series where we look at and analyse the vehicles officially announced for the upcoming game Snowrunner. Today we'll be looking at a truck called the Azov 65131 in-game. It's based on the real-world Kamaz-65228. The Kamaz-65228 is a heavy road truck built almost entirely for the civilian market as far as I can tell. However, it has been proposed for adoption by various Russian services including the police. It's got a very conventional forward control design that's extremely common for Kamaz trucks, and this is what gives it this extremely tall silhouette, as it has to pack a big engine underneath its cab, as we'll get to later. Development of this truck started in 2005, and it's one of Kamaz's largest trucks built to date, which makes it even more impressive it's not a military model. This truck has been built with two engines, and they're both absolute powerhouses. The first is a 535 horsepower, 15-litre turbo diesel inline-six engine, which whilst massive, pales in comparison to the second engine, which is a 600 horsepower, 15-litre turbo diesel inline-six. Interestingly enough, both of these engines are built by Cummins, an American engine manufacturer, which makes their placement inside Russian trucks a bit odd to say the least. Both of these engines are massive, and honestly makes me question this truck's role as an off-roader, but perhaps that quirk will be explained later. The real-world vehicle has a fuel tank capacity of 500 litres, which is 150 litres bigger than the truck in-game. 350 litres of fuel is good for most trucks in the off-roader role, but where this truck's engine would put heavies to shame, it makes me wonder how this thing gobbles up fuel. Perhaps range will be a major issue for this truck. Sources I could find suggest that the dimension for this truck is correct, and it has to be said that for such a tall truck with such a huge engine, this truck is neither very long nor very wide, probably owing to the fact it's designed primarily for road usage. It's always on all-wheel drive and differential locks are correct, and will assist it when off-roading and carrying heavy loads. The primary issue with this truck I think is the fact it was designed for road usage. It's only got a ground clearance of 315mm. It can only forward up to half a metre and it's not even rated for crossing trenches. Sure, upgrading the tyres and suspension kit will fix some of these problems, but I feel it will be too little for this truck. I think all in all, this truck has the power to compete with some of the biggest and baddest trucks in the game, but lacks the specifics which makes an off-roading truck a good off-roading truck. Don't get me wrong, this thing will tear up the land, but will it be worth the huge amount of money it's undoubtedly going to cost is the question. The relatively small fuel tank as well as perhaps will limit its usefulness. This truck is an odd beast, the power of a heavy, the design of a heavy duty, but the role of an off-roader. This makes me sceptical of how this truck will perform, but I could be wrong. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I was unable to find as much information about this truck as I'd have liked, so this episode might have been a bit short, but I hope you found it informative nonetheless. As usual, if you think I missed anything important or got anything wrong, please let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing and checking out my channel. Thank you and take it easy.